Welcome to the Madison Miller Podcast. Today is Wednesday, February 11th, 2026. Today we'll recap of the college basketball, NBA, notable soccer from yesterday. Look ahead to today and tomorrow for soccer. Olympics, look ahead to tomorrow as well for that. Golf on this day, news and notes, and best bet. We'll begin with college basketball. We will go over the results from yesterday and we'll look ahead to today. Milwaukee over IU Indy 92-88. Number 13 Purdue over number 7 Nebraska 80-77 in OT. Miami over number 11 North Carolina 75-66. Number 15 Virginia over Florida State 61-58. Number 19 Vandy over Auburn 84-76. Number 22 BYU over Baylor 99-94. George Washington over Rhode Island 75-70. Richmond over George Mason 82-70. Fordham over St. Joe 68-64. SMU over Notre Dame 89-81. Villanova over Marquette 77-74. Wisconsin over number 8 Illinois 92-90 in OT. Western Illinois over Eastern Illinois 79-70. Number 3 Houston over Utah 66-52. Number 4 Duke over Pitt 70-54. TCU over number 5 Iowa State 62-55. Number 21 Arkansas over LSU 91-62. Utah State over Fresno State 91-78. Arizona State over Oklahoma State 85-76. Colorado State over Air Force 91-74. Number 12 Gonzaga over Washington State 83-53. And UNLV over San Jose State 82-75. All right, now we'll look ahead to tonight. 6 o'clock Fox Sports 1, Iowa, Maryland. I have Iowa 6.2. And it is 10.5 and 137.5. That's crazy. Give me Maryland plus 10.5. Colgate Holy Cross, my line is Colgate 5.4, and it's 8.5, 142.5. I'll take Holy Cross in the points. BU Army, my line is BU 0.4, and it's 2.5 and 140.5. I'll take Army plus the 2 in the hook. The Citadel, Western Carolina, I have Western by 4. It's 8.5, 145.5. I'll take the Citadel in the points. 6:30 VCU LaSalle, I have VCU 9.2. And it's 13.5, 146.5. I'll take LaSalle in the points. Big Ten Network, USC, Iowa State, or Ohio State, minus Ohio State 2.75, and it's 7.5, 152.5. I'll take SC plus 7.5. Number 14, Florida, Georgia, 7 o'clock, ESPN 2. My line is Florida 1.5, and it is 8.5, 165.5. I'll take Georgia and the points. ACC Network, Virginia Tech, number 20, Clemson. I have Clemson 8.3, and it's 8.5, 137.5. I'll take the over. American Lehigh, I have Lehigh 0.7. And it's American 1.5, total 140.5. I'll take Lehigh plus 1.5 and plus 104 outright. UTSA East Carolina, I have ECU 6.1, 10.5, 149.5. I'll take UTSA in the points. ESPN Cal Syracuse, I have Syracuse 3.25. And it is 6.5 and 149.5. I'll take Cal plus 6.5. Loyola Maryland and Lafayette. My line is Lafayette 0.8. And it is 3.5 and 146.5. I'll take Loyola plus 3 in a hook. Toledo Western Michigan, I have Toledo 2.5. And it is 6.5, 154.5. I'll take Western and the points. Eastern Michigan, Kent State, I have Kent State 10.5. And it is 10.5 and 144.5. I'll take the over. Buffalo, Ball State. I have Ball State 1.5. Buffalo's probably favored. Yeah, 1.5 total 141.5. I'll take Ball State plus 1.5 and even money outright. VMI, UNC Greensboro. I have Greensboro 5.8. And it is 8.5 and 150.5. I'll take VMI getting the points. Wofford, Sanford. I have Sanford 2.4. And it is 5.5 and 150.5. I'll take Wofford plus 5.5. I'm surprised that line's that high. Furman, Mercer. I have Mercer 0.8. 3.5, 151.5. I'll take Furman in the points. Chattanooga, East Tennessee State, CBS Sports Network. I have Chattanooga 8.3 underdog. And it is 10.5 and 144.5. I'll take Chattanooga plus 10.5. SEC Network, Alabama, Ole Miss. I have Alabama 2.75. And it is 6.5 and 163.5. I'll take Ole Miss in the points. West Georgia, North Alabama. I have North Alabama 4.25. And it is 1.5, 145.5. I'll lay the points. North Florida, Florida Gulf Coast. I have Gulf Coast 7.5. And it is 12.5, 163.5. I'll take North Florida. And the points. Jacksonville, Stetson. I have Stetson 1.5. And it is Jacksonville 1.5. Total 138.5. I'll take Stetson plus 1.5 and even money outright. Austin P. Queens. Great game in the Atlantic Sun. I have Queens by 0.5. And it is 2.5, 161.5. I'll take Austin P plus 2.5. UTEP, Jacksonville State. I have Jacksonville State 8.7. And it is 6.5 and 134.5. I'll lay 6.5 with Jacksonville State. Number 6, UConn Butler, 7:30 TNT. My line is UConn 8.2. And it is 11.5 and 144.5. I'll take Butler getting the points. Temple, Tulane. I have Tulane 3.5. And it is 1.5, 144.5. I'll lay to 1.5 with Tulane. South Florida, Wichita State. I have Wichita 1.7. And it's South Florida 1.5. Total 160.5. I'll take Wichita plus 1.5 and plus 110 outright. On Peacock, Providence, Seton Hall. I have Seton Hall 4.2. And it's 4.5, 150.5. I'll take the over. Marshall, Dominion. I have Marshall 1.7. It's 2.5, 156.5. I'll go over on that one as well. Bellarmine, Central Arkansas. I have Central 7.75. It's 8.5, 150.5. It's another over. 8 o'clock. Colorado, number 16. Texas Tech. I have Tech 10.8. And it's 13.5 and 156.5. I'll take Colorado in the points. FAU, Rice. I have FAU by 1. And it's 3.5, 151.5. I'll take Rice getting the points. UAB, Tulsa. I have Tulsa 6.8. And it is 8.5 and 161.5. Under. Don't feel good about it though. North Dakota, South Dakota. My line is South Dakota 2.6, and it is 1.5 and 156.5. I'll go over. Bowling Green, Northern Illinois. I have Bowling Green 2.4, 7.5, 144.5. I'll take Northern Illinois getting the points. Next up, Troy, Texas State. My line is State 1.3, and it is Troy 5.5, total 140.5. I'll take Texas State plus 5.5, plus 184 outright. UL Monroe, Arkansas State 14.5. And it's 20.5, 162.5. I'll take UL Monroe in the points. App State, Georgia Southern. I have Georgia Southern 1.5, and it's App State 1.5, total 143.5. I'll take Georgia Southern plus 1.5, plus 102 straight up. Eastern Kentucky, Lipscomb. I have Pick'em, a rare Pick'em for this game. It's Lipscomb 6.5, total 161.5. I'll take Eastern plus the 6.5. 8:30 Big Ten Network, number 2, Michigan Northwestern. I have Michigan 9.9. It's 15.5, 153.5. I'll take Northwestern getting the points. 9 o'clock CBS Sports Network, Kansas State hosting Cincinnati. I have Kansas State by 2. And it is Cincinnati 2.5, total 147.5. I'll take Kansas State plus 2.5 and plus 128 outright. On Peacock, Creighton DePaul. I have Creighton by 1. It's 1.5, 141.5. I'll take the over. Wake, Georgia Tech, ACC Network. My line is Georgia Tech 2.25, and it is Wake 3.5, total 158.5. I'll take Georgia Tech plus 3.5 and plus 152 outright. ESPNU, Stanford, BC. I have Pick'em, and it's Stanford 3.5, total 139.5. I'll take BC plus 3.5 and 1 plus 142 straight up. ESPN2, Tennessee, Miss State. I have Tennessee 1.25. It's 7.5, 147. I'll take Mississippi State plus the 7.5. SEC Network, Missouri, Texas A&M. I have A&M 3.5, and it is 6.5, 159. I'll take Missouri plus 6.5. Liberty, New Mexico State. I have Liberty 6.4, and it is 3.5 and 142.5. I'll lay 3.5 with Liberty on the road. Portland, San Diego. I have San Diego 1.9, and it is 2.5, 151.5. I'll take the over. Seattle, Santa Clara at 10 o'clock. My line is Santa Clara 11.6, and it's 11.5, 146.5. I'll go over. Pepperdine, St. Mary's. I have St. Mary's 19.2, and it is 24.5, 142.5. I'll take Pepperdine to cover. Loyola Marymount Pacific. I have Pacific 7.25, 5.5, 140.5. I'll go over. New Mexico, Grand Canyon, Fox Sports 1. I have Grand Canyon 1.1 to 1.5, 148.5. I'll go over. And last but not least, 10:30 Big Ten Network, Penn State, Washington. I have Washington 7.5 and it's 12.5, 153.5. I'll take Penn State plus the 12 and the hook. Now we'll recap the NBA from yesterday and look ahead to tonight. Tonight there's a whopping 14 games, and then tomorrow's the last day, and then it's the All-Star break. So, the Friday podcast is not going to be long for your typical Friday podcast. So yesterday, NBA, Pacers upset the Knicks 137-134 in overtime. Rockets over the Clippers 102-95. Suns over the Mavs 120-111. Spurs over the Lakers 136-108. All right, tonight, 7 o'clock, Hawks-Hornets. A lot of guys out for that Hawks-Hornets game because of the brawl and the suspensions. My line is the Hawks, 1 3/8. And it is Charlotte, 2.5 total, 235.5. I'll take Atlanta plus 2.5 plus 114 outright. Wizards, Cavaliers. I have the Cavs by a whopping 16 at 17, 239.5. I'll go over. Bucks, Magic. My line is the Magic by a whopping 14 and 7/8. It's 10.5, 220.5. I'll lay it with the Magic. Bulls, Celtics. My line is the Celtics 10 and 7/8. And it is 13.5 and 226.5. I'll take the Bulls getting the points. Pacers, Nets. My line is Brooklyn by 11. It's 6.5, 215.5. I'll lay 6.5 with Brooklyn. Knicks, Sixers on ESPN. My line is Knicks 2 and 5/8. It was Sixers favored originally, but they ruled Joel Embiid out. And now it is Knicks 2.5 total, 223.5. I'll take the over. Clippers, Raptors. Or sorry, Pistons, Raptors. My bad. My line's pick'em. And the Raptors are a 1-point favorite till 222.5. That's because of the suspensions. I'll take the over in that one. Clippers, Rockets. Mine's the Rockets 12 and 3/8. And it is 8.5 to 11.5. I'll lay it. T-Wolves, Blazers from Minnesota. My line is the T-Wolves 7 and 7/8. And it's 6.5 to 36.5. I'll go over. Heat, Pelicans. My line is the Pelicans by a quarter, and it's 1.5 and 232.5. I'll go over. Thunder, Suns, 9 o'clock. My line is the Thunder by a quarter, and it's 8 and 214.5. A lot of the Thunder guys are out. Give me the Suns plus 8 at home. Kings, Jazz. My line is the Jazz 10 and 5/8, and it is 5.5 and 230.5. I'll lay to 5.5 with the Jazz. Grizzlies, Nuggets. Mine's the Nuggets 14 and 3/4, and it's 13.5 and 239.5. I'll go under. And then 10 o'clock on ESPN, Spurs, Warriors. My line's the Spurs 9 and 3/8, and it is 7 and 220.5. I'll lay the 7 with San Antonio. Okay, now move on to soccer. We'll go over the results from last night and today, and then we'll look ahead to tonight and tomorrow. So last night, Copa Libertadores, Deportivo Tequila over the strongest 1-0. Deportivo Tequila advances 5-3 on penalties. And then the CONCACAF Champions Cup, UNAM over San Diego 1-0. San Diego advances 4-2 on aggregate. And then Tigres over FC 4-1. They advance 4-1 on aggregate. And then today, EPL, Aston Villa over Brighton Hove 1-0. Man City over Fulham 3-0. Nottingham, Wolverhampton 0-0 draw. Burnley over Crystal Palace 3-2. Liverpool over Sunderland 1-0. Spanish Copa del Rey first leg. Real Sociedad over Athletic Club 1-0. German Cup, Bayern Munich over RP Leipzig 2-0. Women's Champions League, Arsenal over Out Heverly 4-0. And Real Madrid over Paris FC 3-2. Copa Italia, Bologna Lazio 1-1 draw. Lazio advances 4-1 on penalties. ELC, Charlton Athletic over Stoke City 1-0. Dutch Eredivisie, Heerenveen over Go Ahead Eagles 3-1. FC Utrecht over NEC Nijmegen 3-1. All right, tonight we have a couple. Oh wait, Scottish Premiership. Celtic over Livingston 2-1. Dundee United Aberdeen postponed. Falkirk over Dundee 1-0. Kilmarnock over St. Mirren 4-3. Motherwell Rangers 1-1 draw. All right, back to tonight 7:30. Commonwealth Libertadores. Alazina Lima and 2 de Mayo 7:30. 2 de Mayo leads 1-0 on aggregate. I'm going to go over 2.5 on that one. CONCACAF Champions Cup 8 o'clock. America and Olympia. America leads 2-1 on aggregate. Game will be played in Mexico City tonight. America minus 550. Olympia 11-1. The draws plus 550. We're going to go over 3.5 goals plus 134. 10 o'clock, Monterrey and Izlaluju. They're tied on aggregate. Monterrey minus 1,500. Zalaju 30-1. The draws 10-1. We're going to go over 3.5 goals at even money. And then more soccer tomorrow. We have the Pro League 10:45 Zamak Al Tawoun, 12:30 Al Hazim Al Akdud, and Al Kidiash and Neom SG. So Women's Champions League tomorrow, 12:45. First leg, VFL Wolfsburg Juventus. Wolfsburg minus 195, Juventus plus 420, draw plus 350. For this one, we are going to go with over 3.5 goals plus 106. 3 o'clock, Atletico Madrid and Man United. First leg, Man United plus 110, Atletico plus 220, draw plus 250. I'm going with Man United at plus 110. EPL, 3 o'clock tomorrow, Brentford Arsenal. Arsenal minus 150, Brentford plus 420, the draws plus 290. We're going to go over 2.5 goals minus 112. And Spanish Copa del Rey. Tomorrow at 3 o'clock, Atletico Madrid and Barcelona. Barcelona plus 120, Atletico Madrid plus 195, draw plus 280. I'm going with Barcelona tomorrow plus 120. So there you have it for soccer. Now move on to the Olympics. We will go over the results from today. We'll look ahead to tomorrow. Alpine skiing, the bronze going to Marco Odermatt of Switzerland, silver going to U.S.'s Ryan Cochran-Siegel, and the gold going to Franjo von Allmen of Switzerland. And we had skeleton men's training. Nordic combined, 10 kilometers cross country. Bronze going to Eero Hirvonen of Finland. Silver going to Johannes Lamparter of Austria. And gold going to Jens Luras of Brado of Norway. Biathlon, the bronze going to Laura Hristova of Bulgaria. The silver going to Jen Lou Jamont of France, and the gold going to Julia Simone of France. Ice hockey, Slovakia over Finland 4-1. Men's $1,000 or 1,000 meter. Bronze going to Zhongyang Ning of China. Silver, Jenning Debu of the Dutch, and gold going to Jordan Stoltz of U.S. Luge, women's doubles. The bronze going to Kippen Egel of Austria. The silver going to Machina and Eiderberger of Germany. The gold going to Oberhofer and Vader of Italy. Curling men's, Italy over Sweden 7-6. And Canada over Germany 7-6. U.S. over Czechia 8-7. Great Britain over China 9-4. Figure skating, free dance, bronze going to Canada's Gills and Poirier. Silver going to Chalk and Bates of U.S. And the gold going to Cizeron and Fournier Burrow of France. Lug men's double round 2. Bronze going to Arlt and Wendell of Germany. Silver going to Kindle and Stu of Austria. And the gold going to Keynes Walden and Ryder of Italy. And then more hockey. Sweden over Italy 5-2. That just went final. All right, tomorrow we have curling. Women's, Korea and U.S. That is 3 o'clock in the morning our time, but 9 o'clock in the morning their time. Korea, U.S. South Korea is minus 196 and U.S. is plus 152. For this one, I'm going to go over 13.5 and even money. Japan, Sweden. Sweden minus 245. Japan plus 186. I'm going to go with over 13.5 and even money as well. Italy, Switzerland. Switzerland minus 900. Italy plus 520. I'm going to go Switzerland minus 3.5 at even money for that one. And then Canada, Denmark. Canada minus 340. Denmark plus 250. I'm also going to go with the over 13.5 at even money there as well. We have skeleton men heat. Freestyle skiing, men's Mongols qualification 2. Snowboard, men's SBX seating runs 1 and 2. Skeleton men's heat 2. Alpine skiing, medal, women's Super G. Hockey tomorrow, Switzerland, France. That's going to be on at noon over there. Switzerland's minus 1450. France is plus 810. Over under 5.5. Minus 10. France plus 1.5 plus 310. Switzerland minus 1.5 minus 420. I thought I was saying Finland. Over 5.5 minus 110. Freestyle skiing, men's Mongols finals. That's medals. Bobsleigh 2-man official training. Cross country skiing, women's 10-kilometer interval start free. That's medal. Snowboard men's cross in 1/8 finals. Curling men's Norway, Germany. That line's not posted yet. Neither is U.S., Switzerland, the men's, or Great Britain, Sweden. We have men's snowboard cross quarterfinals for snowboard. Women's hockey. Finland, Canada. Canada minus 4,500. Finland 16-1. Over under 5.5. Overs minus 142. Unders plus 116. Canada minus 1.5 is minus 900. Finland plus 1.5 plus 570. Going under 5.5 plus 116. And then we have snowboarding men's snowboard cross semifinals and the finals, which is medals. Bobsleigh women's monobob official training. Women's 5,000 meter speed skating, that's medal place. Men's hockey, Chesia, Canada. 10:40 our time, but their time is 4 o'clock. Canada minus 610, Chesia plus 440, over under 6.5. Overs plus 106, unders minus 130. Canada minus 1.5 is minus 205. Chesia plus 1.5 plus 164, going over 6.5 plus 106. So we have ski jumping women's LH official training 1. Lug team relay medals. Curling women's China, Great Britain, Italy, Korea. And then Denmark, Japan, Sweden, US. Snowboard women's halfpipe final, that's medals. We have ski jumping men's training, short track, speed skating, women's 500 meter quarterfinals, men's 1,000 meter quarterfinals, women's 500 meter semifinals, men's 1,000 meter semifinals, and then hockey, men's prelim group C, Latvia, US. That is 3 o'clock our time, 9 o'clock out there. US minus 3,000, Latvia 12-1, over under 6.5, minus 10 each way. US minus 1.5 is minus 700. Latvia plus 1.5 is plus 470. I'm going over 6.5, minus 110. Germany, Denmark. Germany minus 275. Denmark plus 220. Over under 5.5. Overs plus 116. Unders minus 142. Denmark plus 1.5 is minus 128. Germany minus 1.5 plus 104. I'm going over 5.5 at plus 116. Short track speed skating. Women's 500 meter final being final A for the placing. And men's 1,000 meter short track speed skating, final B and final A for the placing. So there you have it for Olympics. Now move on to golf. We will look at the tee times and make a pick for the next tournament. Which is the AT&T Pebble Beach Pro AM in Pebble Beach, California. All right, tee times. 11:45. I believe this is Eastern time. Alex Ryan, Alex Melly, Aaron Wright, Mingwu, Lee Pearson, Cootie, Rio Hizatune, Joe Highsmith, Matt McCarty. 11:58. Chris Kirk, Tommy Fleetwood, Emiliano Grillo, Saibu Kim, Michael Kim, JJ Spawn, Robert McIntyre, Sammy Valimaki. 12:11. Russell Henley, Jordan Spieth, Corey Connors, Matt McNeely, Jake Knapp, Sam Burns, Anders Schauffele, Stephen Fisk. 12:24. Jonathan Vegas, Rory McIlroy, Nick Taylor, Ryan Fox, Shane Lowry, Seb Straka, Ben Griffin, Jacob Bridgman. 12:37. Brian Campbell, Daniel Berger, Kurt Katayama, Max McGreevy, Sam Stevens, Matthias Schmid, Marco Penge, Aldridge Potgire. 12:50. Billy Herschel, Mackenzie Hughes, Stefan Yeager, Keith Mitchell, Denny McCarthy, Max Graceman, Nico Echeverria, Michael Thibjorsen. 103. Brian Harmon, Jason Day, Tony Finau, Ricky Fowler, Matt Fitzpatrick, Victor Hovland, Ashke Bahita, Cam Young. 116. Justin Rose, Lucas Glover, Harry English, Patrick Haley, Patrick Rogers, Wyndham Clark. Andrew Novak, Chris Goddard. 129, Keegan Bradley, Bud Qualley, Hideki Matsuyama, Scotty Scheffler, Colin Morikawa, Kevin Yu, Levy Gabriel, Harry Hall. 142, Tom Hogue, Taylor Pendrith, Adam Schenk, JT Potson, Heath Thiglia, Rico Hoy, Gary Higo, Ryan Gerard. So a lot of names in there, obviously. And Scotty's a 3-1 favorite, of course. But the X-Man's 25-1. I'm going to pick him. It's just a gut feeling that I have here. So I'm going with Xander Schauffele at 25-1. Okay, now we'll go to On This Day. By the way, we don't have time for Masked Singer. We'll just maybe do it tomorrow, and we're a couple episodes behind. So, yeah, On This Day, brought to you by All Sports News. They post on Instagram every day. 2024, the Chiefs defeat the 49ers in Super Bowl 58. 2019, Anthony Edwards commits to Georgia. 2020, Michigan State hires Mel Tucker. 2018, Colts hire Frank Reich. 2015, Sabres acquire Vander Kane. 2025, Saints hire Kellen Moore. Looks like a good hire. 2019, Kyler Murray pursuing NFL career over MLB. 2024, Hassan Reddick requests a trade from the Eagles. 2019, Browns sign Kareem Hunt. 2014, Browns fire GM Mike Lombardi. 2015, Buccaneers release Josh McCown. And 2013, Indians sign Michael Bourne. So, there you have it for On This Day. Now I'll move on to the news and notes. So, Team USA baseball replacements include Roman Anthony and James Wood in case of injuries. That's interesting. Joel Embiid's out tonight against the Knicks. That was released as I was doing the college basketball segment. Nicholas Castellanos told to stay home as they informed him he shouldn't report to spring training complex this week. That's crazy. They want no part of him. This is like the Jonathan Kuminga with the Warriors of baseball. The Brewers signed Gary Sanchez on a 1-year, $1.75 million deal. Dodgers re-signed Evan Phillips, 1 year, $6.5 million. The Rangers are signing Jordan Montgomery, who missed last season after undergoing Tommy John. We'll see how he looks coming back. USA ice dance pair gets silver. Boudry and Searson steal gold from favorites Madison Chouk and Evan Bates in figure skating routine. And then the brawl punishments have been announced. So, Stewart, 7. Bridges, 4. Diabite and Duran, 4 and 2. So that's how the suspensions played out. Bad Bunny drew 128 million viewers, was most consumed halftime show of all time on NFL social platforms, which is crazy. Ernest Jones IV had an epic speech as he goes off on critics on the Seahawks. Joey Porter, former Steeler, rips Ben Roethlisberger after Mike Tomlin criticism. Myles Garrett is at the Olympics as he's cheering on Chloe Kim during her half-pipe run. So that's... I didn't know they were dating. Wow. Remember Chloe Kim being on The Masked Singer. Sam Darnold had a message to Jets fans as he reflects on time with the Jets after his Super Bowl win. A tree dancer in Bad Bunny's show went viral for tracking steps during the show. The Spurs released former first-round pick Jeremy Sohan. We'll see who goes there. Their lost salaries after the big NBA fight. Beef stew to lose 724,000. Bridges 689,000. Steve Kerr and Jonathan Kuminga's final straws. Kerr told Kuminga someone around him took too much food from facility. What? My goodness, they really wanted him out. Jazz Chisholm says he wants to win MVP next season. Give me a fucking break. The MVP's on your team. I swear, this guy is so selfish, and he's not a bad player. He's just a selfish player, and a selfish person, and a cocky person. Like, the best player in the American League's on your team. Just shut up. College basketball, Italy games in talks. Notre Dame, Villanova, men's and women's teams finalizing plan to tip off 26-27 in Rome. That's according to CBS Sports. That would be nice. Francisco Lindor to have surgery today. 6-week recovery timeline for hamate bone procedure. That's not great for the Mets. Zach Wheeler kept removed rib as he took home souvenir from the blood clot surgery. That's crazy. Corbin Carroll out for World Baseball Classic with a broken hamate bone in his right hand. That's why they're talking about the replacements. And then Jackson Holliday to begin the year on the IL after a hand operation. And a lot of people like them to win that division. Angel Reese unrivaled as she's returning to Rose, BC for the remainder of the year. The Giants hire Brian Callahan for their new quarterbacks coach, the former Titans head coach, and Bengals offensive coordinator. Montana linebacker Solomon Tuliaupupu is entering his 9th year in school, 26 years old at the beginning of the 2026 season. That's crazy. Fernando Mendoza's pro day set April 1st to throw in front of big NFL contingent. So there you have it for the news and notes. Last but not least, my best bet of the day brought to you by FanDuel. 0-2 this week, and in the month of February has not been kind to me. I'm going to go take a team that has been good to me throughout the season. And this team is in play to get an at-large bid, and they're a pretty big underdog against a team that's only 2 games under 500. And the team I'm talking about in terms of betting on is the Cal Golden Bears, and the team I'm betting against is the Syracuse Orange. So, best bet today is going to be Cal plus 6.5 on the road at Syracuse, who should not be a 6.5 point favorite against a team like Cal. And I think that was just West Coast, East Coast. I think that crap's overrated. So I'm taking Cal plus 6.5 against Syracuse for best bet. So there you have it for the show. I'll be back tomorrow recapping everything. Look at everything tomorrow as well. Hope you guys have a great day, everyone.